Let's hear from the man who made it possible live at Anfield, Diogo Jota. 4-3 Liverpool. Diogo, try and describe that adrenaline rush when you score in front of the Kop in the 94th minute to win it for Liverpool.
Well, it's hard to describe. Obviously, it's a great feeling. You as a striker, it's your dream to score last-minute winners, no? So, and in front of all of these people, I think it was special for me and most important, obviously, for the team that could grab the 3 points.
And I guess when you come off the bench in any game, the manager wants you to have an effect, make a headline. You've certainly done that today.
Yeah, actually, it was more important when he asked me and Endo to control the game, don't let them believe, but that was not possible. Unfortunately for us, they did a 3-3, and I'm just glad I could score the winner, because it will be a big disappointment for us if we don't win here today.
Diogo, it's Michael Owen here. I was just wondering, all strikers go through barren patches, all strikers go through patches where they score. You've gone through a bit of a dry patch previously, but now you've scored 5 in the last 4 games. Are you doing anything different, or do you just play the same way and goals will come?
Well, I'm not too sure. I know you are a big legend, obviously, and if you have these kind of runs, but I don't know, things just seem to flow. Some points they don't. It's not much difference that we can do. Just keep working and the things will come.
Were you slightly concerned with that challenge on Oliver Skip at one stage in the second half?
Yeah, it was not good. Obviously, it's not my intention to cause any harm to him, but unfortunately it happened. I think I asked him sorry. That's all I could do after that bad tackle, let's say like that. But I also think it's not a red, because I touched the ball and there was no intention to cause him any harm.
When Richarlison equalises, do you think we're Liverpool, we can score again against anyone at Anfield? Have you got that mentality? Have you shown that again today?
Yeah, I think all the team believed. Obviously, it's hard, and we just sent people up and we grabbed the second ball. But like I said, it will be important for us to correct, because after being 3-0 up, we can't be in that position at the last stage.
But you've won 4 Premier League games in a row now. How important is it you just keep that going, try and win every game now and see where it takes you?
Yeah, we just need to keep on going. Like you said, 4 in a row. We have another game here in 3 days, so just try to make sure we win that one as well, and hopefully in the end it gives us something good.
Well, you've given the Liverpool fans a memory there today. I'm sure a lot of them in years to come will say, do you remember that day when Jota scored the winner in the 94th minute?
Yeah, I think that's what I said. No one wanted to be in that position after the 3-0 up, but then is a story to tell. Everybody here in the stadium will remember, because the joy everyone felt, it will certainly be different if we won 3-1 or 4-3 with the last-minute win.
Fabulous moment. Very well done. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Michael, is another great Anfield memory, doesn't it, really? People will talk about that in years to come. Do you remember that game, the Tottenham game? We were there when we scored in the 94th minute.
Absolutely. The stadium has seen some great stories, hasn't it, over the years, but that was just hilarious. I know exactly how he feels.
I was just about to say, there's no one better to speak to.
And the good thing is, you know, some managers, they've never pulled a muscle before, and when you pull your hamstring, you say, Gaffer, I've hurt my hamstring, they're like, just play on with it, you know, it can't really hurt. At least now he knows what it feels like. But no, what a game, what a grandstand finish. And as I say, Anfield's seen some great stories over the years, and that just adds to them.
I know your coaching manual, you'll be fuming the way the certain areas of that game went in terms of the way the game should be played. But when, as a manager, you win a game like that, what's that elation and adrenaline like that the Jurgen Klopp's just had in front of the Kop?
Yeah, I think that it's everything, because you are playing at Anfield. It's a massive game. You know how important it is. The atmosphere is great. And then you have conceded a goal that you cannot believe. And then you score the goal, and the feeling is so good that I'm not the one that will go to celebrations, but I feel from inside I'm really proud when we do something right. And I think they did something right. And I would say that Diogo Jota is very clever. He's very good playing between the lines. And then his finishing was really, really good. So I am sure that the club will be happy, apart from the hamstring.
And the other side of the story is, and it's never nice to lose at any ground, but I guess when you lose in that fashion at Anfield, that's one of the worst scenarios as a visiting Premier League player.
Yeah, it has to be, especially when you do so well to get back into it. Like I think I said before the game, not many teams score 3 goals at Anfield, let alone come from behind. To do all that hard work and then to give it up by a mistake, they will be distraught from that.
And the mere fact that Liverpool have never given up a 3-goal lead in the Premier League history at Anfield shows you what a feat Spurs almost achieved there.
Yeah, well, we were talking at half-time, weren't we? And we thought at 3-0 it was all over. And then Harry Kane scores a goal before half-time, and you think, does that give them a little chance? But you still don't believe it's possible, especially at Anfield with the way Liverpool have been playing lately. You know, results have been on an upturn. So you didn't think it was possible. And it wasn't possible eventually.
I never understand. I asked Rafa this before off air. I never understand why managers put players on at 89 minutes, especially in a game like that, because for an attacker especially, the majority of the times for you to score or have an impact, there has to be an element of luck. You don't really have much time to even get your second win to try and prove something.
So even when you're not working, it's the manager's fault, Rafa.
We've been asking questions all day.
But we were talking about that. I don't do that. I don't like to put a player in the last. If he's a young player, we give him his debut in the competition, fine. But he will not change anything. And they don't touch the ball. They don't know the intensity of the game. They can make more mistakes. So for me, it's something that I try to avoid because I think it's not good for the player.
Interesting. Much, much more to discuss. We just need to take a big, deep breath and reflect on this weekend so far. In the Premier League, that has provided 36 goals, and that is the second joint most so far of the entire season. And of course, there's still one very big game to come, which we'll come to in a moment. It began with 7 goals. Crystal Palace soaring up to 40 points under Roy Hodgson, beating West Ham 4-3. Forest were 1 up and then lost 2-1 in the 94th minute at Brentford. Brighton's biggest ever Premier League win. Wolves' heaviest ever Premier League defeat, 6-0 at the Amex. Then today, a thumping defeat again for Leeds. Bournemouth 10-11 clear of the drop zone, safe for another season in the Premier League. The champions winning for the 8th league game in a row, 2-1 at Fulham. Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes goal enough to become the first team in 11 games in the league to beat Aston Villa. Defeat for the bottom club, Southampton, having taken the lead at Newcastle, losing 3-1. And goodness me, what a game at Anfield. Liverpool 3 up, pegged back to 3-3. They win it 4-3. An enormous game at the bottom. 2 of the teams in the bottom 3 meeting in the Monday night football, Leicester against Everton. And a bonus game for you on Tuesday as well. Arsenal just have to keep on winning. They are at home to Chelsea, who of course yet to win under Frank Lampard since he's gone back in his second spell. So, Manchester City back on top of the Premier League with a lead of more than goal difference for the first time since November the 5th. And of course, they have 6 to play, and Arsenal only 5, with a better goal difference of plus 14 as well. Look at Newcastle United and Manchester United. 65 points and 63, respectively, really in the box seat for Champions League football next season. Liverpool have gone above Spurs, up to 5th, 56 points, 2 clear of Spurs. They've played a game less. 2 clear of Villa. They've played a game less as well, but Brighton still lurking with those games in hand on 52 points. Southampton, 12 points to play for, and they are 6 from safety, the bottom club. Just to emphasise how huge second from bottom against third from bottom is in the Monday night football. Everton and Leicester in the drop zone. Everton 2 points from safety. Leicester 1, and Leeds, after that defeat today, stay 1 point clear of the bottom 3. But they know if there's a winner in the Monday night football, then Forest will drop into the relegation zone. West Ham's buffer is still 5 points. And just a word on Bournemouth, who, as I say, have now won 11 games this season, 6 of them in 12. They've gone up to 39 points. I know they've played 2 games more, but they are level on points with Chelsea. Welcome back. Another quiet affair at Anfield for you in the Premier League involving Liverpool. They lead Spurs by 3-1. And talking of 3, it was 3 minutes in. Let's get straight into it. What a start for Liverpool, Rafa, this was.
Yeah, it was great. So from the beginning, they were on the front foot, and then pushing and pushing. And we can talk about the mistakes defending. No, we said it before. The wing-back has to be aware of what he has in behind. So he has to be aware of the player that is coming, especially with the 5 defenders. With 4, always the full-back has to be aware, but with 5, it's impossible to have a player free in the back post.
That was Curtis Jones giving Liverpool the lead. Sean is a wide player, and you appreciate the talent of Luis Diaz. 203 days since he started a Premier League game, and he's back just a couple of minutes later with the Liverpool second.
Yeah, and he started the game like high, very intense, a lot of off-the-ball running, and it's a great run here. He just nips in front of Romero there, and the finish is amazing because he's already past the first post, so he has to guide it back in, and he does it perfectly well, and there's not a better return start than that.
Yeah, we're going to have another little look at and a little bit more detail in that second goal because it was quite an interesting goal from an attacking and a defensive point of view, Rafa. And if we just play it slowly in this situation, the ball starts bouncing and Liverpool, Tottenham, both tussling for the game, for the ball. And when we pause it?
The first thing for me is that the main thing is the ball. So you have to be aware where is the ball. After you have controlled the space, and then after the opponents. In this case, you have 2 players. They are too deep, and they don't shuffle. They don't go closer to the ball to protect also the other teammates.
If we just forward it slightly when Gakpo gets hold of the ball, I think that's probably when the problems start for Tottenham. Now, this is a player in here, Rafa, that you think is probably in a false position. Here, Dyer. Now, should he be, if I can just, in fact, I'll just forward it a little bit because he's probably, should he be in this position?
No.
Do you think?
That is too deep, a little bit higher.
So, you think around there?
Yeah, because then you can move. You can move here, skip, and then he has to go a little bit inside, and he has to go a little bit inside. So this pass behind the wing back is very, very difficult, and he can protect him, and he can go to press if it's necessary. But they have to shuffle a little bit, and they have to cover each other.
And that's to block that gap, because when we undo all that, Steve, I think this is the gap that Tottenham should be worried about for these players like Mo Salah that we've seen so many times. That's the bad gap. And if we forward it on just slightly, the gap just widens and widens, and all of a sudden in this situation, if he had been over here, then that ball probably wouldn't have come in the first place.
Yeah, that is very clear, this position, and also Porro, the wingback has to be a little bit inside, and they will control that.
Yeah, and then we'll just forward it, Steve, just to when the cross comes in. And again, poor defending from Tottenham. I mean, there's one space that you've got to try to block, and that's that one in here, I guess. Just make sure the attacker can't get anywhere across the near post.
Yeah, exactly that. I think for a Spurs point of view, I think there is no other option, no other pass on, and that's the only pass he can pick. So I think Romero has to do way better in that position.
Yeah. It's an interesting goal, Steve, and probably one that could have been avoided, but Liverpool did start very, very quick. Probably caught them quite cold.
They did. One very quick question. Were you always that engaging in Rafa's team meeting?
Always listening to Rafa.
Absolutely.
But normally it's the defensive side. So switch off at that
And talking of which, what was Christian Romero doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rash challenge. We've seen it before from him. I don't think there's any question whatsoever. And it was almost one that you could see coming, wasn't it? And Mo Salah, his recent record hasn't been great, so I bet he was feeling a little bit of pressure there. But he's decided to go down the middle, and you think that was sealing the deal at that point. But Tottenham have bounced back and got back into the game.
Yeah, he put his last 2 penalties off target, remember? But then this happened, Sean, which has given glimmer of hope for Tottenham.
Yeah, it has, especially for a short period, but this is a great ball from Skip, and I expected Virgil to get there, but Perisic sits him down, to be fair, and it's a great ball in, and Kane just made that finish look so easy. I think it's a fantastic Spurs goal.
What about the space down that Liverpool right, Rafa?
Yeah, this is a good view. We can see the space behind the right full-back position, and after you are defending with just one player, they have to be aware, again, what is going on behind you. That is a key part of the game of Liverpool now, with Alexander-Arnold inside in the middle of the pitch, but with a big gap in the right full-back position.
And that is the 5th goal that Harry Kane has scored at Anfield in his career. And as you can see, he is now level 208 in the all-time list with one Wayne Rooney and only Alan Shearer ahead of him.
Category for any football fan should the chance come his or her way. Anfield is the venue. I'm Derek Ray, joined here on the commentary box by Lee Dixon, and it's all about action from the Premier League in this case. It is Liverpool up against Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. Looking forward to a bright, lively start in this one. Quick tempo. Who can be the dominant force in the first 20 minutes? They could get the upper hand in this one.
Lucas. And they are on the move again. And he stopped them in their tracks. And this is how Liverpool start the game. Alisson gets the nod in goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold starts with Andrew Robertson in the wide defensive areas. Sadio Mane starts with Mohamed Salah out wide. And rather than use a strike partnership, they've gone with just the one player in attack. And Spurs will go with this starting 11. Hugo Lloris between the posts. Toby Alderweireld plays with Davinson Sanchez in the middle of the defence. And the focal point in attack today. And he's made headway. And a goal! They start as they mean to continue. They make the opening statement.
Well, we can take another look at this now, and he's connected so well with it, generated a lot of power, and the keeper just can't react in time. Look.
A chance to revisit the goal.
Well, all the hard work has paid off, but the manager knows a lot more has to be done to secure this game.
So back underway, and a wake-up call for Tottenham, perhaps. Quick thinking to dispossess his opponent. Diogo. Salah. There wasn't much in that offside decision. Could have been in business. Ndombele. Lucas. And Spurs moving the ball with purpose. Well, that takes the wind out of their sails. Great defending. Andrew Robertson. Salah. Liverpool throw in here. They're certainly allowing their